Hello everyone and welcome to Everest Ice and Water. Today let's go more in depth on why reverse osmosis isn't the best idea when it comes to ice and water vending. Now before we begin, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. That way you can keep up to date with everything that's going on here at Everest, and don't forget to hit the like button, it really helps. As you do research for your new ice and water vending business, I'm sure you've come across manufacturers that offer reverse osmosis or RO water filtration. While RO is common in water filtration and even beneficial in some applications, it's not the best option when it comes to ice vending. In fact, it's going to cost way more than what it'll provide for your business. Let's talk about total dissolved solids. Some manufacturers might try to sell you on an expensive RO system based on your local TDS numbers. Unfortunately, this is just a sales tool that is designed to get you to overspend. While water that goes through an RO membrane does reduce TDS, it's less important than you think, and not having enough can be harmful in the long run. According to the World Health Organization's guidelines for drinking water quality, there's not even an established value regarding TDS. The primary factor when it comes to TDS is actually down to the water's taste. TDS levels of 600 parts per million are generally considered satisfactory. So why do some of our competitors want you to spend thousands of dollars on a filtration system that's completely unnecessary? It can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $7,000 just for the initial feature to be added to your machine. And that doesn't even begin to measure the expense of upkeep and replacing filters. RO membranes don't just filter out bad particles. They filter out important, beneficial, and essential minerals too, such as calcium and magnesium. And actually, having a really low TDS number in your water can be harmful, not only to a majority of your machine components, but also to your health. Water is a universal solvent, so when you remove all those minerals, it becomes more acidic, and therefore more corrosive to the parts of your machine. Plastic, metal, rubber, none of it is safe. And as it dissolves these parts of your machine, it introduces toxic chemicals into the water, which can pose significant health risks. Many ice makers require these minerals to trigger the harvest sensor inside the maker. Without high enough mineral content, it won't shut off, which can cause error codes and additional maintenance issues. And to top it all off, the acidity is reflected in the flavor of the water, giving it the infamous metallic flavor that you're probably used to in some kinds of treated water. Several companies that sell bottled water will use RO to filter their water, but you don't see them advertising it. In fact, they have to add minerals back to the water to make it palatable. So if a water doesn't taste good and it's harmful to your machine, what's the point? Don't let reverse osmosis limit you. Besides the incredibly expensive filters and membranes, RO requires a lot of really limiting specifications. You'll need a connection to the sewer, which limits the number of places you can put your machine. And you'll need a really robust drain system for all the wastewater it creates. Out of every 4 gallons that's treated with an RO system, only 1 gallon is usable. It's also an incredibly slow process, which takes hours and hours to fill the limited size of the holding tank in your machine. That means if someone comes along in the morning and buys multiple gallons of RO filtered water, that tank's going to be empty for the rest of the day, and you can't really sell any more ice or water. As always, Everest has you covered. Our 5-stage filtration system from Everest was originally designed for McDonald's in order to provide the delicious water, soda, and coffee that their customers have grown accustomed to over the decades. Our filter removes debris down to the size of half a micron. That's a tiny fraction of the width of a human hair. If these filters are good enough for billions served, they are absolutely good enough for your ice and water vending business. When it comes right down to it, you have to choose what's best for your business. Is it a high-quality filtration system developed for one of the biggest names in the fast food industry at no additional cost? Or is it an expensive, wasteful RO system that will cost you more upfront and in the long run, as well as hurting your business in a number of ways? Say no to RO and say yes to success. I think we both know it's time for you to click the link in the description below or send an email to sales@Everest Ice and Water to speak with an equipment specialist today. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.